I cannot believe that I have not got my hands on the controller and this is working. What do you mean? Icon swaps drops today, and in this video I'm going to be telling you loads of different tips to help you along the way, and in addition to that as well, I've also got a glitch. Let's get into it. Just before we get into this video, lads, if you do want to go and buy yourself any FIFA 22 coins, make sure to click the link in the description and check out Mule Factory. Use that code LE5CHEAP at checkout for a spicy little discount.
Okay, let's go.
So basically, boys, what icon swaps is a set of objectives that you can go and complete. Once you've completed said objectives, you'll then get tokens which you can then redeem in different SBCs. So as you can see at the minute, we've got loads of different objectives. Now just imagine that this versus Everton one is an icon swaps objective. You go on and it'll be icon swaps 1 or icon swaps online or whatever it might be. You go on, this one will be score 15 goals or win 15 games using a certain team. You get a token for that, you can then go and redeem it. So the best way that I could probably explain it would be, think of like when you go to an arcade, yeah, when you're playing all the games, you get yourself loads of tokens, and then you go to the counter and you see yourself a spicy little key ring which has cost you 3 hours of your time. You go, yes, I like that, I'll redeem my tokens. That's icon swaps in a nutshell. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was mainly about prepping for icon swaps and what you need to do for it. Now, like I said, it's going to be loads of different things that are going to be coming for icon swaps. I don't know at this stage what's going to be coming, but I wanted to give you some tips before and during the promo as well in terms of buying your teams. Now, usually what EA will do is they'll release objectives that are relevant to different leagues.
Fair enough.
So for example, there'll be the Premier League objective where you have to go through and compete in loads of different matches in friendlies against other people who are sweating the backs out just like you. So what I probably would recommend to go and just start building your team somewhat. Now at this stage, what I would also recommend to do, even if it's during the promo event itself, is go through, pick yourself a player who's a popular player that fits into quite a few people's teams. Now one player who I think will be used quite a bit, obviously if we do get that Premier League icon swaps objective, and again it's not just relevant to the Premier League, this is relevant to pretty much any single league in FIFA, is you can go through and then do some sniping around each individual card. So for example, Gabby Jesus is a card who people will be using for their icon swaps teams. Now admittedly, you probably could have gone and invested in a lot of this stuff, but it's probably a bit too late now. As you can see, his price is 2,000 coins on the market currently, so you can go through, sit here and go, right, I'm just going to snipe some at 1.7k. Now in terms of trading around icon swap stuff, I'd say it's probably one of the most profitable ways to make coins, especially with the more niche teams. Now what do I mean by that?
What?
So in addition to all the objectives that we'll get for the major leagues, what also happens as well is that we'll get squad battles objectives. Now, the squad battles objectives, you can double up with them. Now, usually what will happen is you have to play 11 matches and win 11 matches in squad battles with a full silver team. And then there'll be another objective that'll say, well, we need a full silver team, or for this other objective, you'll need a Brazilian team. So then what you can actually do is go through and trade with silver Brazilians or whatever those two different leagues are that you can do both of. So people will typically double up those icon swap objectives just to get things done quicker. And that means that certain players will rise a hell of a lot. Now, you'll already be able to see at the minute, silver Brazilians are already mega expensive. Now, that's because of the different SBCs, but it's also in conjunction with a lot of the icon swaps objectives as well. So if we take a look at the minute, you can go through and find the minimum price of all these. So they're currently going for 1.7k, and as you can see, there's cards popping up for as cheap as 200 coins. Trade with these going into the promo and also trade with them during the promo as well.
It's free real estate.
Like I said though, you do want to be getting yourself prepared, so if you can try and snipe some of these for cheap and then chuck them into your team, that's even better. So for example, this guy at the minute, I could chuck him into my team and then say if do release those two objectives, I'm sorted. I've got the Brazilians and I've got the silvers. They're not going to go any higher than that. If anything, they'll probably come down a bit because obviously the hype's worn off now. So build your teams around that. Do some major league teams whilst you can do. Make sure you're sniping them to get them as cheap as possible, because once you've done the objectives, you're going to be selling the stuff on. In addition to that as well, try and build sort of niche teams as well. So think Brazil silvers or silver Eredivisie, or I'm trying to think who else could we go for? Silver MLS maybe. It's just dependent on what obviously EA drops, so make sure to just bear that in mind. But this is a really good way to make some coins. It's a good way to build up your team as well. Now in terms of those squad battles objectives, there's a couple of different things that you can do. which will help you out a lot. Now, if you're like me and you hate playing squad battles, this is going to be the only time where you're going to be playing squad battles. Now, I've actually got a glitch for squad battles as well as a little method that you can use to make sure that you're playing the easiest teams. Now, in terms of what you're going to be redeeming these tokens for, with the squad battle stuff, it's a quick way to get tokens that you can then go and redeem for the fodder packs. Think the 81 times 25, 83 times 20, or whatever it might be at the time. So as you can see at the minute, you need to come through, you need to take a look at your opponents. Now, in terms of our opponents, we've got one here at 86 rating, 100 chemistry. We don't want to be playing against that. 85 rating, 96 chemistry. We don't want to really be playing against that. However, we've got one here that's 66 rating and 44 chemistry. Now, a lot of these objectives will be world class minimum. Now, if you pick these teams, you will not lose on world class. I'm telling you that now. If you're someone who's at the very least in Division 8, you will not be losing against any of these teams. So as you can see, I've got a bit of a team here. Let's just chuck some players in and just get this all polished off. Let's just chuck you in there. Lovely stuff. Let's go over here. Get a right mid, chuck a Bale in there, just so we've got everything sorted. We go over here, chuck Lamar in. Lovely stuff. Our team is sorted. Let's get into the game. So we've jumped into our game now, and again, like I said, when you're playing on world class, if you've got a team with full chemistry against a team who has got no chemistry or no rating, you will 110% not be losing this game. Now, what you need to do for this glitch is just come over here and just try and score yourself a goal. So I'm just going to come through. I've got Lamar. I'm going through with Benzema. You can see Griezmann making a little run. I've slightly balls that up. I'm not going to lie. There we go. Lovely. We've scored ourselves a goal. Right. Once you've scored a goal, what you need to do now is get the ball back. Now, admittedly, we have just scored, so it is going to be slightly difficult because the other team's taking kickoff. That's how football works. But once you've picked up the ball, this is what you need to do now. You need to pass it back to one of your defenders. Say, for example, this this guy right here. And then what you need to do is a ball roll, right? So when you're doing a ball roll, this is all you need to do. You need to get the right stick, and you just need to press it to whichever way you want to. I'm sure you know that by now. I don't want to condescend you too much. But then what you need to do for this glitch is basically just keep it hold just like that. Keep it held just like that. And as long as you keep it held just like that, the opponent will not be able to tackle you. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. But like I said, at this stage now, I can just sit here and do absolutely nothing. The only thing that's the issue here is that my thumb will start to hurt. But if you've got some rubber bands, you can chuck a rubber band on and just make it so that it's constantly doing ball rolls and the opponent will not tackle you whatsoever. And as you can see, made it all the way to half time without getting tackled. I don't think this is too bad, to be honest. It could be worse. It definitely could be worse. And as you'll be able to see, boys, I am not controlling anything. That's because I've got the use of a little rubber band here, which is helping me out massively. But as you can see by the pitch as well, the AI has come nowhere near me, and this is a working AFK glitch as well for icon swaps, and hopefully it helps you out. But lads, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a massive like on it. Make sure to click here or here to go and check out another one, or click in the middle of me to subscribe. Hopefully I'll be getting some more glitch videos and tips videos out in the future, so if you like this kind of stuff, you'll enjoy my stuff in the future. Fingers crossed. But boys, 26, Lewis, and I am off. Oosh.